Hey, you're being too loud. Try eating some of this popcorn instead.
I mean, what's all that noise that you're making?
Oh, I got some milk duds here, and I like ripping the box in half and spilling everything on the floor.
Those are chewy though.
I know that's the way the box is making the noise. I rip it up because I like stomping on the milk duds on the floor first, and then eating them.
Did I tell you about the guy who would smash hamburgers on the table?
You can tell the story again if you like.
Basically, when I was in middle school, this guy had a crush on me, and he would get his hamburgers from the cafeteria and just pound them on the cafeteria table, and eat them like that.
Oh, me and him would be best friends, huh?
I can really hear like noise though. Are you like
Oh yeah,
moving?
yeah. Okay.
Whoa, that's it.
So speaking of noise, we watched the film. What was your thought of it?
Uh, if I had to rate it, I think I would give it a 3 out of 5.
A 3 out of 5. And that movie is The Night of the Living Dead. Ooh,
And isn't there multiple versions of it?
there is. It's a classic film that's gone through many iterations. We watched the colored version, which is
The
all right. I
original?
liked it. The original is in black and white. It was released October 1st, 1968. Dang, son.
That's when my mom was born. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Your mom would be like way older. Um,
Yeah, I would be shocked if she was still, having kids at that age.
it was directed by George A. Romero. And can you guess the budget for the film?
I feel like it's cheap.
It was cheap for a film. It was for the budget was $114,000.
114,000.
It was
Wow.
filmed. It was filmed outside of Pittsburgh, around the town of Evans City. So never heard of that place, but yeah, there you go.
Well, would you like to give your thoughts on it first?
Since we got a 5, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Just a step above yours. It I liked how the characters, how the dialogue made sense. You know how they would talk like how any other person would talk. They wouldn't like have like one-liners or zingers or anything like that. They actually like felt panicked, and you can feel the panics in the characters. And for those who don't know of The Night of the Living Dead, it's basically a zombie film, and all these people come together and they hide in this one location. So the film is mostly shot in one location, and that house actually was condemned, so that's why they were able to film in there. And they actually burned that house later on after the filming was done.
Wow. Can we talk about spoilers?
It's old film, so
I would
yeah,
hope.
we can say right here, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the film, too bad.
It's been out for
You
a long
girl,
time.
yeah, you girl's gonna spill the beans. So what do you got?
Well, you said that you liked how the dialogue sounded, and I would agree on that. But I also feel like at times the acting was just like awkward to me. Not the main
Yes,
people, but like some the other guys. I forgot
yes,
his name. Tom.
a lot of their actors were volunteers, and
Oh,
yes, most of their people were volunteers because of budget, you know. Hold on, I guess something's happening.
we're getting this all recorded, and maybe one day it'll see the light of day with the bloopers. And I'm just talking to myself. But I also had this idea of maybe one day we could like have a solo episode, but I don't even know what I would talk about. But I feel like that's a real challenge. I applaud people who have a podcast and all they do is just talk to themselves. Um, I don't even know why I'm still talking. It's like this is gonna get cut out, but
Yeah, I still got
yes,
you.
I was talking.
Okay. Oh, what were you talking
You'll
about?
listen to it when.
Okay. I just got some coffee delivered, so
Well, I guess it's setting the mood. Coffee.
do you want to continue what you were
Oh,
saying?
because you were saying how they were volunteers.
Mm, yes. And that Tom guy, I have his name right here. I have a list of the actors. Let me look for him. Tom.
I think it was Tom.
Tom. Where the hell is he? Because yes, there is a Tom. He's the bald man, right?
Oh, I guess it was a teenage guy that was supposed to be a teenager.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
the couple, the boyfriend and girlfriend. Um, yeah, yes, that is Tom. I was mistaken. I was thinking it was the bald guy.
Wow, I actually paid attention.
Let's see. That was Keith Waney, Winey,
Whiny?
Winey, Wayne.
Wayne? I don't
Waney.
know. I mean,
So Tom, that was
now that I
yeah.
know that they were volunteers, that makes a difference.
hmm
But I mean, it was also the late 60s, so like
Well, acting standards, Hollywood is pretty dang old. Um, so standards in acting were set. Like our main character, the star, Ben, who was at that time was one of the leading examples for an African American actor. And in that time, the lead role usually wasn't an African American, and his name was Duane Jones. And so he has he plays the best part, I believe. Um, Not just because he's a star, it's because his character is very compelling and very
yeah, I was
interesting.
gonna make a comment on that because he is a black actor, and I was surprised to see that they actually like gave him a role that wasn't like filled with stereotypes or like negatives.
Yes, he was a hero in this film, and he also was one of the last survivors of the whole epidemic. Were you angry how he died?
Well, once I was getting towards the end, it became all chaotic. Like
hmm
most of the film was like, okay, they're in the house, and like there was so much just like of them talking and like arguing, and then like the very
hmm
ending, that's when everything happens, and oh my gosh, okay, so he's gonna be the one who lives, but that did not happen.
And all because they thought he was one of the zombies. They just like shot him without
And I feel
thinking.
like that was like one of the actual scariest parts, like the very ending with like the pictures of him just laying there.
Oh yeah, yes. Um, I liked the part where the little girl, was stabbing the mother at the end, and
Of course you would.
actually, you remember the first zombie at the
Oh yeah.
cemetery? Uh, like like it's like the classic zombie, slow, you know, and like didn't speak or anything or yell. It was very silent. But one interesting thing is he used like a rock to break open the window, which I thought was interesting.
I mean that too, like wasn't this movie like it kind of made, I mean they don't even use the word zombie, right? but
Yeah,
this movie made zombies popular.
it set the standards for a lot of the zombies. Um, but like, did you did you understand the explanation of like why zombies were like
Oh
happening?
no.
So apparently it was like a meteorite that hit the Earth, and the radiation off of that like started like making people come back to life, which I thought was dumb.
I mean, because now we have
Yeah,
like different explanations for zombies.
yeah, like viruses and stuff.
But
Viruses,
I know it was
ooh.
very fitting, especially since they were stuck in that house. But like,
hmm
one of the zombies was literally naked.
Oh yes, she was the only one to be naked. It was right before they're going to get the gas, right?
Yeah, it was like towards the end.
hmm Yeah, that's always my favorite scene. Nah.
I was just confused. I was like, okay.
Well, you never expect to become a zombie or whatever. Um, like the little girl and then the brother that you find at the end, Jimmy, if you remember him, that was Barbara's brother.
No, that's wrong.
Um, he came back at the end, and when she saw him, she freaked out and tried going towards him. Uh, so like, what do you think about like Barbara, like her character?
At first, like, I didn't understand that she was in like shock. So I was just kind of annoyed that
Mm.
she was just sitting there doing nothing. I was like, what is wrong with her?
She was played by Judith O.D., which is a funny name.
To you.
O.D., like
Oh,
O.D.
so overdosing is funny now?
I was I was making more of akin to Ode E, like a oldie but a goodie, not OD like someone
Oh,
died, like overdose. I know where your
well,
brain goes to now.
anyway.
Um, but yes, I liked her character because it would make sense. Like, you just went through something traumatic, and she was trying to process like her pain, and then also due to like the shock of like being forced to stay at the home and not be able to go help her family, she she did what's it called, a convincing act, and also seeing the dead body of the
Oh,
woman
yeah.
upstairs. It's like so many things just hitting her at once.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't, I mean, if this were to happen in real life, you don't know how you would react.
And a lot of the characters represent that. Ben, he was like this, the real sane one, the one that had the ideas, the one that had something to live for. Like he wanted to get gas. He wanted to go to that camp that they were
Hmm.
like having a shelter. Um, and other people like the bald guy, what was his name? Harry. His name was Harry. He he just wanted to hide in the basement
I
and
know, he
lock
was
himself
annoying
down
me.
there, which was a yes, that was like the worst
Like,
idea
what are
I
you gonna
felt,
do
like
just down
hiding in
there?
the basement. Yeah, I think that would have been a death sentence.
I mean, die of like starvation or die of a zombie getting you.
I'd rather die of a zombie
I
getting
mean,
me.
starvation is just a slow, painful death.
But then it's kind of ironic. Either you starve or you get fed to zombies.
Oh, maybe that's a metaphor.
Maybe. But it would have been safe down there anyways because the little girl was
Oh,
affected with the virus at the end. And that's too, like, she was stabbing the mother at the end too, right?
it's not funny, but it's just like a little kid.
Yeah. And that scene was like my least favorite when the mother is screaming and then like you
Ew.
zoom in and they have this like bow
I was
effect
gonna, I
on
was
the
gonna say
woman's
that
voice.
like the camera angles and like the music and the effects.
Yeah, it was weird. I guess it's to like show the like the horror of it, like the humanity and this and that.
Yeah.
Um, the one that had the least amount of lines, other than her, the little girl, was the girlfriend of Tom. She was just kind of there, I felt.
Oh yeah. I don't even remember her name.
It was Judy in the film.
So there's a Judith
She
and then a Judy.
no, the actress Barbara, her name is Judith, and actually Judy is also named Judith. So
Oh my gosh.
There's two there's two Judiths on the set. Judy was Judith Ridley, and Barbara was Judith OD. So there's two Judiths on the set. Um, but my favorite character overall is Ben, of course.
I mean, who else is gonna be your favorite? The bald guy?
I liked Tom. He was kind of cool.
Tom was okay. I just didn't like his acting.
What about the kissing scene when he was kissing his girlfriend? Like, how'd you felt that was played out?
I don't like watching people kiss.
Hmm. Or what about the death scene where they're like both trapped in the truck outside?
I just I feel like throughout the whole movie, like I really wasn't that scared. Except for
Hmm.
this one part, it was in the very beginning. Ben is like walking by. I think it was a window or the door comes out and gets him. Like I actually jumped while watching that. But like everything else,
Oh
I
yeah.
was fine until the very end. Like that was actually like really yeah.
Oh yeah, when they shot him, yeah. That's another thing I forgot about that. When he's like killing the zombies, I felt like it was very slow, not slow, robotic, very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Stiff, very stiff. He was very stiff. You know how he would like raise the hammer, come down, slowly
Well,
raise the hammer,
they
come
gotta make it
down.
all dramatic.
Yeah, that happened like three times though, I think. Um, but yeah, it was an alright film. The music was kind of bad.
Well, I was reading the
Um,
comments on the video that you sent me, and someone had said that they changed the audio, like the person who uploaded the colored
mm,
version. So I don't know if in the original they have different music or not.
I've seen different versions. I've seen the film like three times, and I didn't really notice anything different with the music.
Oh, then maybe that person is just doesn't know how to listen.
Maybe I
Oh,
just don't know how to
that is
listen.
true. But I don't know. It was just interesting because I don't even watch movies from the 80s or 90s. So to see
Hmm.
one from the 60s, I think it was interesting. But I feel like I don't think it's a movie that you could watch like a lot.
Mm-mm. It's definitely something like for Halloween or something like that. Um, but yeah, 4 out of 5
3 out of 5.
right there. So if you guys want to see it, I might put a link to it down below. It's how long was it? Do
Like
you
an hour
remember?
and 30 minutes probably.
So that's not too bad. But yeah, I liked
I
it.
mean, it's set like the foundation for other zombie movies, so
Yep, yep. And actually, they came out with a bunch of sequels for that one film.
wow.
Um, like Dawn of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead and other ones. I can't remember the other ones. But the one I remember, because the first one I saw was Dawn of the Dead, because my mom uh like likes zombie movies, so I would watch them with her.
I mean, if you want to watch a naked zombie, you should go watch it.
You ever heard of zombie strippers?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. I've never seen it, but I have seen it like the cover, and it's like this zombie chick with like a bra in a bra.
I'm surprised you haven't actually watched it.
Mm-mm. No, not into that, my dude. That's like a dead chick right there, even though she's not really dead. I think it might be a comedy or something.
Probably.
But thank you guys for listening, and I'm gonna go hang out with a zombie stripper.
And if
So
anyone is nice enough to comment, you should recommend another movie for us to watch.
that's an excellent idea. Was that kind of awkward for you just to talk by yourself?
Not really.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's like
Uh,
worth
uh,
leaving in though.
if I need to go to the restroom next time, I just leave you by yourself.
Well, usually that's why I go before.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, every time before we record, I usually try. If nothing happens, nothing happens.
You should put that part
Actually,
in.
maybe I will.